right, guys, how's the sound now? All right, guys, how's the sound now? All right, cool. So we good. We good. Zoli said no. Not good. Oh man. All right. It was good for a second. All right. I wonder what that noise is though. Cool. So we good. We good. Zoli said no. Not good. This is crazy, y'all. Oh man. All right. It was good for a second. All right. All right, bet. Said it keeps coming back. Man, I don't know what. I wonder what that noise is though. Cool. So we good. We good. Zoe said no. Not good. This is crazy, y'all. Oh man. All right. All right. So I'm gonna test one more time. How we sounding before I take off here? Because I don't want to restart it and have to do a full, another stream. So let me know. Zoe said sound like market manipulation. Man. All right. Well, yeah, we'll try to get through this, but if it ends up messing up again, guys, I may have to look at it, see what's going on. But wanted to break down this trade that we actually caught last night. We got a really nice move to the upside. Price actually held through CPIs and continued up further here. So based off that higher time frame perspective, what we were looking at was actually the futures chart first. Um, that gave us like the confirmation. So we had our 8 hour time frame here where price we had formed a bullish order block. We inverted this sell sign bounce to the left. So we're looking for buy side continuation. On the 1 hour time frame, we had price sitting here during New York session for quite a bit of time. And then last night during Asia, we got that run of our sell side liquidity. We took price up. We got a nice impulse that hit two of our TPs last night with that impulse up. Well, actually coming into 8 a.m., we actually hit the second TP. But we were talking about yesterday this target, and then as well as this target, the previous day's high being our most realistic targets for the session or for that move, at least until CPI. So we ended up getting that with that impulse up. Price came, retested. We maintained this level of demand, and we got continuation higher here. Oh, okay. So we good. I seen Jay Will like, all right, cool. So price ended up holding through CPI. We got an impulse higher here. So with that impulse that took us up, that pretty much took me out of my running positions, and we had that pullback here. So what I want to look for tonight is just continuation. So I'm technically not still in this setup anymore. We did have an extended target. So for anyone still holding, we still got that extended target back within this 1 hour sell side imbalance. Definitely probably more so people holding on the future side or on the forex side because of not being able to hold session to session unless you got more leverage in your account if you're trading a personal. But that'll be back up here in this range as the area that I'm looking to target. So tonight, guys, what I'm looking forward to or looking to is to see, of course, do we get a draw or run of our sell side liquidity because we have maintained bullish. We got a nice volume imbalance here as well as the market open up. So new day opening gap here. What I would like to see is price action retest right into this level, and then we get some type of continuation. The only thing I don't like in particular, as you guys probably know or seen in some of the setups we talk about, we already got the previous day's high that's been taken. That's usually one of our targets to the upside. So I'm really interested to see, how do we hold or maintain this level after if we do come back and run liquidity, because this does make it a little bit more of high resistance liquidity since we already taken it out with that impulse. So we'll see if gold will want to continue higher and maintain. We got a lot of imbalance in this leg of structure as well. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for, guys. We got a lot of imbalance, like I said, in this range. So we may see price want to draw down a little bit deeper. So that's something we got to be mindful of. 3 hour closing in about 8 minutes here. So this would be an area for price to rebalance. But all right, guys, thumbs up in the chat if everybody can still hear me. Heard the breakdown.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout. Done.
I'm getting back on track with fact checker. Fresh, never.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you guys can hear me finally. I just had to switch the audio over to my phone. I don't know what's going on with my laptop, so I may have to figure something out. I may have to get like a new mic set up or something. I'm not really sure. Appreciate all you guys. Shayla, Decaf, Jay Smith, Coda, Zena, Zoli, everybody hopping on here. D Nice, Kenny, Chris, everybody hopping on. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, right now again I got that the alert set. So as far as our sell side liquidity we want to see taken, I got that at 3,376.1. On the forex side, it's going to be at 3,356.300. So we'll see if we get that run. It's looking like price action is wanting to retrace here. So if we get it, we'll see how price action reacts. Like I said, the only thing is we already swept the previous day's high. So it's all depending on, if those buyers are still going to be here or if more of a take profit event is going to start to happen to fill in and rebalance below. What's going on, Doc? Yeah, I wanted to get this set up. wasting shots for no reason. I mean, honestly, bro, that just took time. I can't even say that it's something specific. Meditation definitely helped me a lot. Just kind of visualizing. Well, first just getting into a calm state, and then visualizing my setup, waiting for my setup to happen, and then I also have like in front of me my checklist of what I need to see. So usually y'all see me with a pen or something on live stream, and I also got my Notion up too, but I'm literally checking off those items. So until let's say, like for instance, last night, the first step is seeing our liquidity get ran. Well, of course, we got to identify order flow, all those things, but like when the setup occurs, so I don't just jump into anything or do something that's out of alignment with my setup. I'm waiting on this first. So until this draw or run on liquidity happens, then I do not take any setup until that happens. So I'm waiting patiently until that happens, and then when I get down to lower time frame, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. So my checklist is going to consist of higher time frame order flow identified, bullish or bearish. Okay, cool. Do we have more confluences like maybe we're in a buy side imbalance like we were here on the H3? Is it correlated with the level that we've been sitting at? So like H1 time frame, we have buy side imbalance here as well. So I'm marking all this up like, okay, I got confluences stacked in this area. And then, of course, do I get that run on liquidity, which was here at this low? So as this is happening, I'm checking off items of the list every single time of my confluences until I get everything checked off that constitutes my entry point. So just being systemized like that helped me. So then that way, even if let's say a trade goes in my favor, but I don't end up taking it, I can take it as more so maybe something I need to study or improve on, just so I don't miss certain setups. But is more so a win for me because I didn't go against my rules. I try to enter in too early. So instead of me like, let's say price was at this level of demand, so I try to hurry up and enter here, or when price was drawn back here because I seen that first initial push. Instead, I waited patiently, waited till liquidity get ran, and then I need to see my short-term highs taken out, and then I want to see a pullback follow through. And that's literally it. And I just, once that happens, the my strategy says I got to take the trade, so I gotta make sure I take that trade when it aligns. Of course, if it's in my stop loss range too. But yeah, that's literally what I do as far as like what helps me be patient. Definitely study your setup, meditate on your setup, visualize your setup, meditate just in general so you can just stay more calm, because we are dealing with money every day. So it's like that stress definitely piles up, you know what I mean? But I can't say I've always been the most patient, but yeah. And then I, of course, got a 4-year-old. So through this trading journey, I dealt with the terrible twos, threes. So that's automatically like a superpower, just being patient in that sense. But yeah, that's what I would say, bro. So Dennis said, bro, can you please break down how you trade the Asia sections? Yeah, so Asia session. So again, like this trade that we took last night, it's going to be it's all based off order flow, from a higher time frame perspective, and then, I mean that's going to be for Asia and New York. But the first thing is determining order flow. So I'm using the H8 on both the forex and futures chart to kind of determine where we're at as far as order flow. So yesterday, when I seen that we had a sell side imbalance inverted, and we had the run of a short term high, gives me bullish order flow. So in the same sense, when we have a run of a short term low and a sell side imbalance printed, or a buy side imbalance inverted to the left, that shifts us into bearish order flow on the H8. But we got to see a closure below the short term low, and then we also have to see, like I say, either an inversion or a sell side imbalance creation. Once I get that direction, now my job is to pinpoint liquidity and POIs on a lower time frame. So on the right side of my screen, or left side of my screen here, yesterday we had a 3-hour buy side imbalance that price was trading within during New York session here. We also had, that low gives us an order pull as well because it's created imbalance. So we had an order pull, imbalance, 1 hour time frame. We also had an imbalance there as well. So I'm kind of stacking from the 8 hour to the 3 hour to mark up POIs to what I can condense it down to on the 1 hour. So at the 1 hour, on the 1 hour time frame, as we can see, price action was moving sideways for quite a bit of time. But main thing I'm looking for, if I'm looking for buys, I need to see from the Asia open. So from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., I need to see sell side liquidity taken if I'm looking to buy, or buy side liquidity taken if I'm looking to sell. So I have to wait till 7 p.m. For that candle to close so I can mark up both the buy side, sell side liquidity. In this case, I'm looking for buys, so I want to see sell side liquidity taken, which was here. Once we get that run, now it's just about, the entry principles. So I'm using M5 and 15, watching prices reaction. First thing I noticed here, once we got that run, we closed the M5 nice engulf or nice order consumption wick. 5 minute candle formed a bearish bullish rejection. This next candle closed within that previous bullish candle's range, so I'm already expecting bullish continuation. We drop down to the M1 just to put all the confluences together. We have run of short-term high, which was here, run of another short-term high, buy side imbalance print, price retest this order block, and we get continuation. Now, you can kind of do it two ways. As far as like a sniper entry would be, as soon as we form an imbalance and run out of high, you wait for, the order block to be retested or the imbalance. That could be like your sniper entry for me, because gold does create these transitions a lot on the M1, and then we'll continue to run through it. You have to give yourself, 2 to 3 shots. For me, I like to really only stick to taking one trade, but I will take two if it still aligns. But I'm trying to take the trade when I see the momentum shift from the transition. So once I get that left head, right shoulder, I get the runs of highs. I wait for the 1 minute time frame to show me follow through, and then I take that entry. So basically, once we created that 5 minute bullish continuation order block here, where are we at? Right here. So as this was forming, this is when I took that entry. So that's literally how I trade the Asia session. And then, I'm going for, of course, liquidity. That's pretty much like my main target. So like these highs here, which was created from London's high, was like my main target. So anywhere from that 1 to 1 to 3 areas where I'm looking to take 75%, and then I'll let 25% run and trail my stops throughout the night. So that's typically how I trade Asia, and then just try to trail my stops as price is moving in my direction. So Jay Smith said, do you have a set rules? Follow to enter. Sounds like you probably are breaking those rules. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. It could be something like that when it comes to like patience specifically. But yeah, the easiest way for me just to stay patient is just to know what I'm looking for. And if that don't happen, then I don't need to take a trade because it's not in alignment with my plan. So Jay Smith said, hold on. Jay Smith said, I do, bro. I be breaking my rules too much. I get too excited, I guess. I get and I get fool's gold. Yeah, I got you, bro. I mean, and honestly, just it take time to get past that point of just being excited, especially when it's money on the line, because you know how much you can possibly make. But even if it's something that, like, let's say you may have seen a better entry or something like that, so you jump in early, or you've seen it play out before. What you want to do is start to really just document that stuff, so then that way, like, you don't want to actively take a setup that's not already in your playbook. You know what I mean? You don't want to just go out, like, think about it. If it's like, football and you're the coach, you don't want to just call uh, a play mid game that the team has never ran before. It could work, but is it going to work in that time? Probably not. If it does, great. But you got to find a way to track it, practice it first. You using like FX replay, or just doing replay, or notating every time you've seen this or that that's making you feel like you should jump in the trade earlier, or you seen play out or at work. Do stuff like that, and then once you practice it, then you can implement it. But a lot of times too, like, if you don't even trust the trade that's making you jump in too early, you probably would end up self sabotaging, or might be right about a market, but you close it out early, or stuff like that happens. So Jay Smith said price only gives like a 1-to-1 or 1-to-1.5, then reverses to my SL. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It just depends on what you're looking for out of the market. Like, in this case, yeah, we got like a 1-to-4 on this trade with this impulse 1-to-3.5. And price is still going if anyone's still holding it. But the thing is, like, this this is the goal, but we want to take what the market gives us. So once we got that 1-to-2, 1-to-2.5 last night, this is going to be, ideal range from the current structure of what we want to look to take, based off of areas of take profit. So we got an imbalance here, we got this high here, you know what I mean? Like, this would be a good area within our current range. So that doesn't have to be a specific risk to reward, as long as it's, I would say, over a 1-to-1, 1-to-1.5, anywhere between 1-to-1 to 1-to-3, wherever liquidity rests, that's where you want to secure some profit. And then, let the rest run so that you can catch on to 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-5. If it's a crazy overnight play, 1-to-8, 1-to-10, stuff like that. So what I learned is I tried to hold all the time, and that, hurt me more than a game. So, getting that consistent target hit. Of course, too, if you trade in like future prop firms and stuff like that, you got to do a consistency rule anyway. So it's better to just get your base hit and then leave something on in case the market does want to continue in your favor. But yeah, trust me, bro, we all been there. Okay, he said, yeah, I'm a holder. I hold over like 3 sessions. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not like that anymore, but I used to definitely hold positions a lot longer than I do now. But yeah, it just all depends too. And then it's like you got to be realistic as far as what you place in, as far as your stop loss. Like, if you're looking to hold over a 3 day span, you definitely want to look at structure on your H1, H4 time frames to see, like, you may not want to, even if you take a position like this, you may not want to just place your stops right underneath that 1 minute transition low. You might want to move up to the higher time frame to see, okay, is it order blocks built in this direction? Is it more imbalance? Like, even something like this, you may want to scale back more so you got more room for the upside. You know what I mean? If it's like, if you plan on holding this past, 2 to 3 days, then you may definitely have to go with bigger stops as well. Like, trying to go with a scalping type stop and get more than just the intraday move out of it is, kind of setting yourself up for price to pull back, still going your direction, You know what I mean? You just may have to get like a broader perspective, like especially if you're gonna hold it 2 to 3 days, you need a bigger stop loss. And I think too, like just because you said that, holding it, if you're looking to hold like 3 days, you definitely got to have some patience, too, because anything could make you want to jump in the market. But it's like, since you're looking for a longer term play, then you got to see, okay, did the 1 hour transition? How's the 4 hour looking instead of like the 1 minute entry? You know what I'm saying? So FX Golfer said base hits get payout. Yeah, for sure. Jay Smith said I don't like to take anything till about 1 to 4, bro. That's crazy. Like I was literally just like that too. Like in 2023, when I got my first big payout, I was literally trading like 1 to 5 minimums. 1 to 3 is when I moved break even. FX Golfer said holding 1 to 4, you really have to get used to being okay with losing. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Is like you gotta see based off your stats. Like that still don't mean that is wrong. Like you just gotta get used to, like you said, either hitting break even a little bit more often, or potentially like your stop loss, but yo since your risk to reward is a lot higher, it's gonna make up for more of those L's. But um, it's all about your psychology too. And being in the market and taking too many L's is like it's a quick way for you to start to want to tweak and change things. And that's kind of the way to like really put your system downhill. Like you really want to get something to where you are going to stick to taking the same exact trade day in, day out, no matter how the market is reacting. And if you can't do that because your system is taking too many L's, then you may need to scale back on where your target is so that you can get more consistent hits. So Jay Smith said, exactly. I get too many L's and break evens. That messes with my psychology. That's when I get antsy and get into early. Yeah, I feel that, bro. I think that's something we all deal with, whether you trading from a longer term perspective or um, a smaller term. Like even last week, we had got a few losses in a row. So this week I was kind of antsy to get into a trade, and I mean it's still aligned with the trading plan and rules, but I still had to be mindful of that. Like I'm ready to get back at the market, you know what I mean, for what I lost. So I had to just kind of keep replaying that in my mind. Like I don't want to just take something that's not there. But yeah, bro, I would say main thing, you got to get your trading plan on paper and have it in front of you every day, and then just hold yourself accountable for following and sticking to that. And then you ain't gonna be perfect, but the less mistakes you can cut out week to week, the better, the more profit you'll start seeing, and the better trader you'll be too. So Troy said, I'm struggling with feeling like crap after blowing an account. It's tough mentally. Yeah, bro. I know that feeling too. Yeah. When you hit that that just those losing streaks that end up blowing the account, especially if it's like not like you're over trading or doing something that you're not supposed to, it could definitely mess up, your psychology. But the main thing I tell people, bro, especially if you've been trading for a while, go back and listen to or read the Market Wizards books. Um, Trading Beyond the Matrix is a good one. But I say the Market Wizard books mainly too, because a lot of those traders in there, from all different, I mean, I would say different time periods, but some trading back to like 80s, 70s, all that stuff. So when you listen to these guys with these big portfolios that's trading millions, even billions of dollars, and when they tell you that their win rate or their their overall deficit in a year can go down to like 30% plus, and then they still come out profitable year to year annually, like if let's say for their investors or their firm or whatever that they're trading from or institution, they still produce over 20% per year annually, or 30% or whatever the case is, but they have drawdowns up to 20 to 30%, and you're holding yourself accountable, or you're feeling bad because you couldn't make a 3.5 to 4% trailing drawdown, it's like, come on, bro. The prop firms is just playing a really tight game and making you feel like that you're not a great trader because you can't stick to these rules. But if you had your own account trading with, let's say, even higher leverage, you probably do a lot better. But a lot of us don't have that capital to just start out, so we got to go to the prop firm. So with you trying to stay within those tight range of rules, 3.5 to 5%, even 10% on a like a typical Forex two-step account, like just that range in itself is so tight compared to what professionals are actually doing as well, that you have to understand, like, okay, I'm definitely going to blow multiple challenges because even the best are going negative or during the drawdown periods this amount of money, and still coming out profitable at the end of the year. So that's something I would say, just to encourage you, bro. Listen to those Market Wizards books. I'm trying to think. It's one more. I said Trading Beyond the Matrix. Um, what's the other one? Probably Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. That's a good one too. But definitely Market Wizards, because you get to listen to all different people, all different stories, and learn how they went from not necessarily blowing accounts, but yeah, like blowing up the accounts that they were trading. Even if they had to leave a firm, even if they had to stop trading. But when you realize that, bro, it's like you can really probably trade already, for real. You got a good consistent win rate. It's just you're trying to conform to prop firm rules. So Inferno Trading said I'm averaging 5.5 R on my funded account. That's dope. That's dope. 37% win rate is definitely hard though. Yeah, for sure. Jay Smith said, I won a revenge trade today, though, but that's not good. Yeah, see, that's the thing, too. Like, it just depends where you're up, because I'm not going to say you can't ever just revenge trade, but if you got a strong bias and you got a buffer, maybe you should take that trade. But, it's definitely got to be in alignment. It can't just be just cuz, or, I noticed for me, like, my revenge trades used to be right after I got stopped out. So like I would literally re-enter as soon as my stop loss got hit. So I kind of already start figuring out, okay, these what my revenge trades look like. So even if I walk away from the computer, or make sure that I'm even timing myself to give myself 5 to 10 minute window before I even look to place another trade, that already is kind of stopping the cycle a little bit. That's not to say that I won't still take a revenge trade, but most of my trades that were revenge trading was like I try to get right back in because I'm thinking that it's just a stop hunt. But in reality, I was just wrong about the market. FX Golfer said Best Loser Wins. Yep, that's a good book too, for sure. But yeah, that's the thing, guys. Like, you gotta love and hate relationship with prop firms, because in reality, it's not really how any professional is really trading their portfolio. You know what I mean? In the professional world of trading. So when you think about that, you see these people online that are able to get consistent hits and stuff like that, and think, oh, this person may be a successful, or this is a professional trader, and I'm not professional because this. It's like they just found a way to build a system out around the prop firm rules that consistently wins. So that may not even be profitable in and of itself, but in order to reach a payout, they're either over leveraging or over risky to try to um, build up a big buffer, and then they just have to maintain that, which gives them a lot more wiggle room. Or they're just trying to pass fast, taking multiple challenge after challenge after challenge until they get an account. You know what I mean? So it's also about that too. Like, if you only got a 3.5% drawdown, that may mean, based off your stats, like let's say your biggest drawdown is like 7%. So that may mean, okay, well, if I take this challenge, I may have to take three. I may have to, instead of me getting this 100K account, because I know I may go and blow this, maybe I need to just buy two 50K. So I got one loaded in case I go to drawdown. Okay, now I got this next one I can, go into, and this one may be the one based off my stats that put me back over, and I can pass, and then from there go to the next step of trying to get the payout. So it's a lot of different ways, guys, but like I said, don't be hard on yourself if you are blowing accounts. It doesn't make you not a professional or not understanding the market. It's just these rules are literally insane. But over time, I say prop firms do get a lot easier. You just got to build out your system to trade them correctly. So Jay Smith said, I usually only take 2 or 3 shots, but I took 4 today, and on the fourth one was a revenge because I broke my rules, because I didn't like the loss that many times, but gold was very bullish today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I would say I'm pretty similar. I stick to 2 shots a day or 2 shots a session. So if that first one don't hit, I still like how it's looking. I'll take it. If not, I'll just sit on my hands. But usually I do take that second shot if it aligns again, because I also realized during my back testing, anytime that I'm hesitant to take that second shot, it's usually that shot that would have at least put me closer to a break even for the day, or just a little bit over profit. So, I noticed that those days can also make up the difference between a green week and a red week by just being being too hands off when you take a loss. You know what I mean? You don't got to be too aggressive, but you can't be scared to take that next shot. But like you said, if you go over and you go to 4 shots, now you already know. Because I know if I get to that third shot, I'm already headed towards tilt. So usually after 2, I'm just closing my laptop and reviewing the next day. Like most days, sometimes I don't even review my trades that same day, just because it's like I don't even want to look at gold no more to that next day. So Jay Smith said, I'm in AUD play right now. I only need a 1 to 2.5. Okay, let's check out AUD. See what you got, bro. You in buys or sells, Jay? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. AU looking super choppy right now. Mm, Definitely slowly moving to the upside. Jay Smith said, I've learned how to trade Asia session, messing around with you guys. That's what's up, bro. Like I said, Asia session, I honestly really like Asia session. A lot of times, New York is the one that be on BS for real. But HA right now, we are maintaining bullish order flow here. Nice buy side imbalance. We just definitely moving sideways though in this range, so I would be careful just because you may see a lot more back and forth. But based off, let's check the 3 hour. 3-hour time frame did create a sell side imbalance. We tested the high, see more sell side, came right back into that imbalance though. Let's see, 1 hour. So we got that run, a liquidity here to the downside, so that's good. Or wait, is this our 6 p.m. candle is here actually. So we didn't run down lower just yet. So I'll be mindful of that just in case price want to start to take profit event, run that out. We ran out Asia's low, maintain that previous day's low. Let's see how that 1 minute look. Nice buy side imbalance, price retest. I mean, yeah, so it ain't looking too bad. We got a closure back above that London's low here. Only thing I would say is we didn't really run any liquidity just yet out of Asia besides this low. So I would still be waiting to see this low be taken under 0.6500 flat. But we do got a nice bullish order block here that price tested into. So if we maintain that, should definitely see further upside, taking us back into this imbalance here. And then, of course, we got continuation back towards that high of the range. Okay, Jay Smith said I should be out before liquidity grab on AU. Gave me a 1-to-1 already. Came back to break even, but I'm still in. Okay, for sure. Yeah, bro. Like I said, it's looking pretty good just from where it's sitting at. That would be my only thing on this one. I'll just be waiting for this to get taken first. But since we did form a bullish order block, price tested, showing rejection from it, could definitely see, some continuation. But yeah, guys, so gold right now, not looking like we're going to get that liquidity grab. Definitely just seeing more expansion to the upside. So we basically retested that previous day's high. Got a nice transition here. We had this new day opening gap here as well. So we basically just tested, seeing more expansion here. Running highs, buy side imbalance here. Price retested here. Yeah, so I mean, this looks pretty good. But you guys know, for me, I got to see that liquidity taken. So I'm not taking anything right now or tonight. But, this may be a nice push up. You see, if we close a 30-minute or a 1 hour bullish continuation order block, we may maintain that base, continue higher from here. Let me check the 30-minute. 30-minute time frame. Yeah, potential bullish continuation variation kind of forming. So Jay Smith said I entered gold as well, up 1-to-1. I'm 2% from getting funded on this account. Let's go, bro. You got that. You got that for sure. 2%. You can definitely get that. So yeah, we got about 30 seconds left. A nice H1 closure. Definitely probably see more volatility coming into the market closer to 9. But like I said, main thing I'll be looking for would be something like this, where we get retest lower, price maintains, and then I'll take a trade up. But the fact that we already came down and we respected the previous day's high, that's a pretty decent run. So FX Offer said I took the pop off the previous day's high, 5-minute order block at 33.83. Nice. Yeah, nice shots. Quick 5 points. Okay, for sure. Yeah, that's an easy play right there, right off that previous day's high. Nice bullish continuation, retest. Seeing price spike up into this imbalance. So that's pretty clean. I see y'all catching some nice trades, some quick scalps. So yeah, let's check the M30. M30 didn't really close that engulfing here that I would have wanted to see. kind of trading between this previous bearish candle here. So we'll see if we still maintain that previous day's high or dive deeper. Like I said, it still may be a struggle though if we do get a transition from this point, because we already ran out that previous day's high. All right, test. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, guys, so I was just saying, checking that M15 out. We got that bearish bullish order block here on the M15. Just seeing expansion at the moment. So it looks like we're maintaining that bullish order block currently, but we got about 8 minutes left on this closure. Jay Smith said we're gonna have to start calling her Big Money Lex, put some respect on her name. Nah, for real. That's Big Lex, Big TGFX Lex. Jay Smith said I just got an alert for German 30. I'm gonna go look at that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out too. German 30. Sheesh. Looks like we getting a big drop. So German 30, we got a buy side imbalance here to the left. We got a run up low here. Looks like we may be forming another sell side imbalance. So definitely off the daily, definitely bearish. Coda said big Lex, not the little. Yeah, we got an H8 imbalance here. This one closes in about 65. Oh, excuse me, 6 hours and 52 minutes. We got a nice retest into this one here. We got continuation lower. Check the H3. I mean, H3 looked pretty good too. Bullish bearish rejection. So we got an order pull off of that previous day's high here. I'm on H3. All right, this one didn't leave it imbalanced just yet, but got the rebalance here. Then if it does leave an imbalance, we have an order pull here, kind of correlated right around that bearish order block range. Wait, why is this in? That's weird. So the hour candles is like it's like 2:30, 3:30. That's weird. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we could either see price quickly retest here around this previous day's low, similar to like what we've seen with gold, and we see some type of transition here. So we get some type of retest here, or price potentially rebalancing up here. And then we see shorts down there. Of course, if we continue up, again, we got that bearish order block here. So we can see, a retest a little bit higher, potentially into this range. Then we see shorts from here too. But yeah, I definitely like sell side continuation. All right, 5 minutes. Yeah, we just got continuation right now. All right, so Coda said mix, had a few break evens, but I'm up this week. I'm working on being more patient. My pairs haven't been moving much in quite a while, so I switched to GU. My old pair has been moving nice. It's just at monthly highs right now and a bit consolidated. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, sometimes it does just take having to look at a different pair, especially if your pairs haven't been moving. I've been lucky with gold. Sometimes the consolidation gets bad, but it hasn't been as bad, especially as last year, I think back in August. So we haven't hit a rough patch like that just yet. But I mean, definitely either, taking time off just away from the market, or um, either taking time off away from the market, or just, trade or using a different pair that you also look at if you do want to trade multiple. Coda said it's just been so far in between for me. I'm a little antsy. Yeah, it can get like that too. it's easy. Like when you're doing like FX replay and back testing your pairs, and you may go through like a week or 3 days without taking a trade, but since you did it in a span of like 30 minutes, it don't feel like nothing. But when you go 3 4 days without taking a trade, then it just starts feeling different. Or even too, like you go through your FX replay trading your system, you may take 3 losses in a row, and then you take a win, and it's just like nothing because you don't got money on the line. But as soon as you get to the market and you take 3 losses in your account, that fourth one you may not even take that same trade because the psychology, it just feels different than the back test. But your back test results show that you're literally right around the corner from a win if you just stay consistent taking the trades. But it's just that difference between the simulation and then once you get into it. But you'll get, over time it'll feel less frustrating. So Coda said, yeah, and I forgot AJ and GJ correlate. So for the most part, so they move the same. So both of them have been stagnant. Oh, okay, got you. So they basically both your pairs have been stagnant at the same time. That's even worse. That's even worse. All right, so we still got about 17 minutes left on this H1 closure. Right now, it's showing a little bit of rejection though. Coda said, yeah, you gotta have different pairs that don't correlate. RJ said that. Yeah, I mean that's the hard part too. Let's check out NQ real quick. See what NQ did today. I marked it up earlier. Oops, I didn't mean to switch over to both sides. Okay, yeah, pricing up breaking pass here. Yeah, we've been playing around this H8 and balance range, multiple wicks to the upside, bullish, bearish, bullish order block. Let's see, 3 hour. Yeah, looks like we may be getting a shift back down here. We had a run of a low on the we got a run of the low on the H8 time frame, and we potentially got a volume imbalance. So if we end up forming this in about 5 hours, keep this volume imbalance, take out this low, we definitely may just see a retest and some continuation down, at least into this imbalance range right here. We also got these wicks kind of built up too, as far as liquidity. So yeah. Go to say I literally just started back on GU this week. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes it does take like a little bit of time to get a feel for, the pair or get back into it. But you got that though, especially if you traded it before. You just got to find your consistency again. Man, what's going on? All right. But yeah, guys, so like I said, right now, no take profit event happening just yet, but probably within the next 5 minutes, we should see more volatility stepping in here on gold. So we'll see. All right, guys. So still about 10 minutes left on this M15 H1 closure. Looking pretty good right now as far as upside, respecting that previous day's high. So definitely, if we can get continuation, we'll be heading back into that imbalance range to the left. It's not really too much for price to really stop price. We got this high here, but this was actually creation of that, move that shifted us down. So I'm expecting at least a rebalance to that point. If we get a push above it, then, of course, we can look to take prices higher. Then we'll be creeping back on all-time highs here again shortly. So Jay Smith said it pays to just wait. It's hard. I'm just hard headed. Had to learn the hard way. I mean, yeah, we all have been there, bro. Like I said, but as long as it's always going to be another trade, or it's always going to be another session. Especially if you trade in both. I mean, if you trade only like let's say Asia, then yeah, you're really gonna have to be patient. But I feel like if you can trade more than one session, that also kind of like gives you breathing room, because it's like if I don't catch something tonight, I don't have to be impatient because I got New York tomorrow. If I don't catch something in New York tomorrow, then I got Asia, tomorrow night. If I still don't catch nothing tomorrow night, then I at least got Friday. You know what I mean? So it's like I got options to make some money. Of course, I want to make money every day, but then you realize too, the more you're in the market, the more money you can potentially lose. So it's all about perspective, bro. Kind of just slowly making bullish bearish bullish order blocks here. Let's see how this next M5 candle closes.